Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka the Pandy Pods,
AKA two guys, no disguise.
Here's some good ones, aka two dudes, no Bologna. Somebody better call Fat Tony.
Hey, somebody call Fat Tony.
That's Brian Mateo Venegas.
Hello.
How about those guarding us from the fallacy? It's the Sklardians of the galaxy. That's aka Huddleston, aka Huddletron, aka Old Zealand, a.k.a.
And
Huddleston.
thank you, Huddletron, for pointing out that we're on Cameo.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things that we do, is that people can connect with us on Cameo.
And we'll personalize a message for you. It's so good for the holidays with the holidays coming up. If you just look us up on Cameo, you can find the Sklar Brothers, and we're very reasonable.
Yes, we will send a direct message to you. We love doing them. We put all of our heart into them, and it's a unique, I guess I would say, a unique gift that comes right when you want it to come, and you don't have to worry about it.
So check us out there.
Okay.
All right, let's jump into it.
All right. So a lot of times on the show, we talk about corporate culture.
Sure.
And we talk about corporations. And sometimes I think, corporations, when you really break them apart,
Right.
they're
What are they?
They're people.
Yeah.
Corporations are people. They're just people doing their jobs,
If people like what they're doing,
trying not to screw up and make money for their lives. Yes.
Right.
If they like what they're doing, they're
they're
what?
excited to go to work,
If not, they're, to quote Loverboy,
working for the weekend.
thank you. It's been, I think, a long time, Rand, since you and I have worked in the corporate world.
Since 94. So it is almost 2024.
Do you remember how hard it was to go to work?
Yeah.
And
I didn't love it.
And
On some level, I liked it because we were coming out of school
So-
and that
so
we were in
yes.
New York City and you're working in office buildings in New York City. It was kind of
but
cool.
corporate culture, having
couldn't
to
handle it.
care about the bosses.
I played on the corporate softball team, and I actually took a trip from New York City to Lake Tahoe to play in a corporate softball tournament.
That's insane.
That's how much of a shill I was for the
yeah,
corporation.
But
that was fun.
But that was fun. But having to kowtow, the big boss is here.
Yeah,
Everybody's
that's
got
right.
to put on your game face and look good for the big boss
It's
who's
BS.
coming
It's-
around.
It's a lot of BS that has nothing to do with the work that you're actually doing.
Well, and there's a lot of stupid stuff you have to do to honor the company. Whenever a CEO puts himself in a commercial,
Yeah.
or herself in a commercial
Well,
for a product,
we
get
don't
off.
care.
No
Get-
one cares about you except for the people in your company who have to act like they care because you are the one who signs their checks.
That's right.
So that's why when a company or its Twitter feed goes a little off the rails,
Has a little fun with something.
without maintaining that fake corporate glow about it, we get giddy.
Yeah, we love it. We praise it to the high heavens.
And
guys.
we give it more credit than deserves. It's like kids' sports. And
Yeah.
I was just having this conversation with someone else today.
Like when a kid does something in sports and it's your kid, if you can't be objective, you cannot.
So there's that, but then there's also I've noticed as sports evolve from little kids to
Yeah.
a little bit older,
Yeah.
when they get older and they start to make you look at something and you're like, here's a ground ball to the shortstop. He fields it cleanly and in stride throws to the first
Average
base, makes the play.
Average play.
Adults or high school or college, that's a routine play.
cares?
But when kids do it, they get praised because you're like, oh wow, that looks like baseball.
Yeah.
Or when a basketball play, he sets a pick, goes off the pick and roll. We see it a million times in the NBA. We don't even think twice about it. But when kids do it, they're like,
amazing.
that looks like a basketball play. They get praised for it. Same thing when a corporation does something.
Like a Twitter does something funny.
Right.
Okay.
We say it's great. Same thing with Wendy's Twitter feed. Wendy's sandwiches. Is it hilarious?
Not necessarily.
But it's so unexpected that is Dave Thomas still alive?
I don't think he was alive even when he was alive.
Okay, Wendy herself. Let's say I don't know if she's alive.
Probably
Whoever runs their Twitter feed,
Wendy was the daughter, and I'm assuming she's dead.
when they go after the
If she's eating a
companies,
lot of Wendy's,
then they go after companies. They're they went after Dunkin' Donuts, which was kind of funny.
Wendy's going after Dunkin' Donuts.
Which was great. That was great. But it's not. They're not Rex Chapman. They're not Super 70s Sports.
They're not Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, they're just Wendy's. And
Right.
so, and by the way, I think it's sweet I think it's cool that Wendy or Wendy's is allowing this to happen. Even if we're, pumping the brakes on giving them a streaming for the greatest social media feed of
It's
all
not,
time.
but let's point out where it's good.
Okay. we said at the beginning, someone who runs the feed, it's a person.
Yeah.
All right. This is a person behind the feed.
We're going to assume a funny person, maybe someone who's gone up and done a couple of open mic nights in their
Or maybe
town.
it's even a working comedian. I'd be curious to know.
It'd be interesting to know.
Didn't we know, like, wasn't that Jay Larson? I don't want to out him as this, but wasn't he the Twitter feed? He ran the Twitter feed briefly for the Fox Sunday NFL robot.
Yeah. So good.
It's a nice way to make a few bones while you're sitting on the toilet, right? For a comedy writer or whatnot. So Wendy's has become notorious for going after folks, and they just jumped headfirst into a beef between Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly, which I love.
Which is the first time they've jumped headfirst into actual beef in a long time.
I wonder if it was a square beef.
I don't know.
Wendy's. Actually, they loaded up a potato here, and pretty subtle but significant jab at Machine
Gun Kelly.
Which
Take
I
that
like.
from Wendy's.
So
I bet you never thought Wendy's would be coming after
But
you.
I like that it came out of like someone else saying. So it all started when,
and they fell down on the side of Eminem.
which I love. They knew who was.
They don't sell M&Ms at Wendy's.
So it all started out when one fan hailed Wendy's savageness, calling them one of the top 5 things Eminem's afraid to diss.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
So rather than jumping on that and saying, "Yeah, Eminem," like, "Come at me, bro."
Yeah.
They said, Wendy's quickly responded, alluding to MGK's beef with Slim Shady, quote, "Please don't make him do it. My pop punk album to recover after his diss isn't ready," they retorted.
This is Wendy's.
Solid rip.
Solid rip.
For those who don't know, it's referencing to the fact that many think MGK changed to pop punk on his tickets to my downfall just to sidestep the white rapper beef that he had with Eminem.
Who, after the Beastie Boys, owns white rap.
He owns white rap.
Let's just say it.
You
If you
can't
want to talk
argue.
to our friend Jensen Karp, a.k.a. Hot Carl, who had an album that was about to drop, and then Eminem's album dropped, and that was it. Now, Lil Dicky's pretty good.
Yes.
You got, Run the Jewels, half of Run the Jewels.
Yes,
there
but
are great people out there.
Our buddy Mac Lethal out of Kansas City.
There are great people out there, but Eminem runs the rap game.
So Eminem supporters were on board with Wendy's stance. I can't even imagine how intense Eminem supporters are. And they give credit to Wendy's for choosing the right side of this
Argument.
beef.
Yeah.
They knew they could, and this is what Wendy's, I'm going to give them credit too. They knew they could take shots at Machine Gun Kelly, no pun
And
intended.
his fans wouldn't get scary about it.
Okay. So
That's Wendy's corporate side judging the risk.
we assessed the risk of joining. That's a
before
very
acting.
corporate move.
It's such a corporate move.
Had this been Panda Express, I think they would have bashed everyone.
Including
Eminem.
Including Haley.
Or K-pop.
Haley, Eminem's daughter. She
That's
has
right.
nothing to do with it.
extra MSG, bitches.
Yeah.
If this was Little Caesars, all right,
Yeah.
they would have shown up at Machine Gun Kelly's house with a machine gun
And two horrible pizzas.
two horrible
that he's
pizzas,
gotta pay
which
for.
all 3 of those things can be qualified
as
as
things that could kill you.
weapons of mass destruction. Absolutely. If it was Bojangles,
Bojangles, man.
That's
if
in
you've
the
been
South.
to Bojangles in the South, that is a biscuit that it's almost like Biscuit Town. Remember Biscuit Town?
Biscuitville.
Biscuitville. Take it on
down to Biscuitville. Bojangles would have rustled up some Proud Boys to come after both guys for not acting
yes.
as white as they should.
Fat Burger, come on.
Fatburger would have talked about dissing them and then taken a nap
Because
Fatburger, they're barely making the burgers
Let's
over
be
there.
honest,
They're
yeah.
barely, because I think Arby's would have called Ving Rhames
I would say Long John Silver's probably would have stayed out of it. You know what I
because
mean?
Long John Silver's, all right, that place is on thin ice to begin with. Long
Yes, it
John
is.
Silver's worst idea for a fast food restaurant ever.
Yeah.
They're like, let's take the one item that is the least favorite item at other fast food
The
restaurants.
fish cake.
The fish sandwich.
Yeah.
And let's make that our whole restaurant.
Let's focus on that. Let's take the woman in the Broadway musical who can't sing,
Right.
and make her the lead.
Make her the lead. Make that the main dish. That's like someone opening a store that's called Just Suppositories.
What do you guys sell here?
Just
Oh,
suppositories.
you just sell suppositories?
And there's no front door. And the back door only opens up a little bit, so you got to slide through the crack. Just suppositories.
Part of me wishes that Wendy's just like left their Machine Gun Kelly's diss tweet out there just to sit over a weekend.
Yeah, because they put the diss
Let it
tweet out there.
marinate, gain some steam.
Right? But they did it, and then immediately they started, because it is a corporation and it's
Sorry, they got to
anonymous.
backpedal. They
Right.
got to backpedal.
They
You got to do the old corporate backpedal.
They quickly acknowledged that MGK's Tickets to My Downfall contained some, quote, bangers. This is where we get to find out about the guy behind the Twitter feed, right?
This is where
he
got talked to, and then
This is where he wants to like let you know how much he knows about like punk pop. This is where he kind of like alludes to all the tattoos he's got.
That's right. He tweeted the #1 album being a pop punk album is going to do some great things for the scene. All right. You
Thanks,
don't need
Wendy's.
to do that.
Tell me more about the pop punk scene.
I was so on board with Wendy's when they jumped into this thing.
But now you're like, tell me about the pop punk scene. What are you, Pitchfork Media?
Jesus.
More like Plastic Fork Media, folks.
Plastic Spork Media.
Neither MGK nor his representatives have yet to comment on Wendy's throwdown, which I got to say is kind of weak.
Yeah.
Come on.
Someone needs to respond. Somebody's people needs to respond.
Make fun of their square burgers or something like that.
Make fun of their logo that looks like Carrot Top. Come on.
Make fun of the fact that when people talk about the best thing about Wendy's, they say it's their Twitter feed.
That's not a good sign. That's like saying,
Wendy, is she pretty?
She's got a good Twitter feed. She tweets a lot of fun stuff.
I guess
that's you're not telling me about her.
So I think though this is my pitch to Wendy's. All right, I think you need to take this as a new approach, run with it, start a Twitter campaign saying we do beef so well, we'll jump into anyone's beef and we'll improve it.
That's a great idea.
They just search for well-known online beefs and insert themselves into the beef, stir the pot.
That's it.
And I think. You know, Popeye's Chicken found their groove.
They did. They found their mojo. Because for a while, Popeye's Chicken, at least, I was like, I don't even know anything about it.
What's their identity?
And then after a while, they're like, oh, they're Louisiana. Popeye's Chicken.
Okay, it's like when the Tennessee Titans like develop like their identity. Okay, we're going to run the ball,
and we'll be a great defense,
and we'll just be a great defense and run the ball 1,000 times.
They figured out their identity.
So Wendy's, you have a chance. The door is open a little bit of a crack.
It's not going to be the food. Let's all just agree that it's not going to be the food.
Although I will say this. The pub burger on the pretzel bun looks good.
A great idea.
If I wasn't on a Jenny Craig diet,
I'd have 4 of them.
And I might still try one. I might get off the diet just to try the pub burger because I think Swartzen took a picture of him with the pub burger and I'm like, that looks good.
But do you have to hold it in such a way where it looks like it's... I love when you do that. Like, and
didn't we have one?
Hold it... No, you hold it so
Didn't
big.
we do it? Didn't they show us how to do it in the Burger King commercial that we did?
Like, we got to hold it.
You got to hold it on the sides of it.
It's so big that you can't...
I'm going to do... Wendy's, I'll give you one last chance with your pub burger. I will give it to you. But listen to me.
Jump into the beef.
Jump into the beef.
Jump into the beef.
Say, we know beef.
Say, it's time for us to jump into some beef. That's it.
We know beef.
We
know
beef.
Jump into your beef.
Remember, where's the beef? We know beef.
Here's the beef.
Here's the beef right here, and we're jumping in. All right, that's story #1 down in the books.
Boom. That's a fun story. I think it was fun to take a little break off of ripping the hell out of some Karens and really just enjoying ourselves.
I agree. And this next story, I'm excited because we have a celebrity story. It's always fun when a celebrity acts like there's not even a pandemic going on. They're behaving like it's 2019. Remember that? That's decades ago.
Decades ago.
All right, that's on the other side of this break. This is Sklar Bro Country, the virus edition. Don't go anywhere. Hey, gang, welcome back. Want to mention again, I always mention it coming up after the break. There's still some tickets available. There's only
about a week out, a week and a couple days away from.
Only a handful of tickets left in general admission, only a handful of couples tickets left. It's just Ticket Plus, and there's some group tickets left. So you definitely want to get that. And there's some pre-show hangs left, maybe 19.
Yeah, 18 or 19.
18 or 19 pre-show hangs left. We really want to see you guys out there. So much fun. John Hamm, the band Tennis, Saturday, November 7th. You're going to need it. We're all going to need it.
Go to eventbrite.com. Look up Dumb People Town. Join our Facebook page, Sklar Brothers. We're putting up really cool clips, old clips with like
some commentary on them, which I think is really fun. And then go to our YouTube page. That's Sklar Bro Country on YouTube, and tell people about this podcast. We really enjoy doing it. All right,
let's get into this.
Let's face it. There are people out there who are living life like there is no pandemic at all. There are some people out there who are acting that way.
Do you envy those people?
I don't know. They're living their lives out loud. They're holding maskless rallies. Pretending that the virus will magically just go away, dog whistling white supremacist groups, disregarding the failing economy,
holding motorcycle festivals,
10,000 person weddings in New York,
doing rap shows at the clubs,
continuing to whip and Nene in close proximity to others. Why are you doing this, Silento?
Driving 143 miles per hour on Atlanta highways and getting arrested at Silento.
Yes, Silento. For some people, this is just another week.
Hey.
This week before the election, which is the most important week, and I would say in our country's history, maybe one of the most important weeks in our country's history.
Definitely in our life.
Certainly in our near 50 years on this planet, and I would argue many times before.
Most important election in our lifetime.
And by some people, we do mean Silento.
Silento.
The whip and watch me, Nene. Star has had quite a month, and we're going to get into it right now. Atlanta rapper Silento was arrested Friday and accused. I think he got it on a gun, so it's not really an accusation. Mm-hmm. This isn't like a hand 40 time of a NFL prospect. Mm-hmm. Driving 143. That's 230 kilometers per hour on kilometers. On Interstate 85, authorities said. The speed limit was an 85. That's the name of the interstate.
Speed limit was probably 70. So either way, he's doubling it.
Silento not going silently into that good night.
So what's his name? Silento?
Well, we'll get into it. Silento or Richard Ricky Lamar Hawk. I love that he's got a nickname off his first name that isn't his rapper name.
My rapper name is Silento. What's your name? Richard.
I love
what
that
do
you're
people
putting
call
it
you?
on.
Ricky. That's what it is. It's like, what is your rap name?
Silento.
What is your real name?
Richard.
What do people call you?
Ricky.
Okay.
Lamar Hawk. Richard Ricky Lamar. Silento, Richard Ricky Lamar Hawk.
I think you got to lose Lamar or
Hawk.
You just got to, or Hawk, yeah.
Was charged with reckless driving, speeding, failure to maintain a lane, and improper stopping, news outlets reported.
Failure to maintain a lane.
I didn't know that was something. By the way, Josh Brolin was charged with that. Do you know that? After his divorce to Diane Lane.
He
was finalized after 9 years of very tumultuous marriage.
Failure to maintain his lane.
A DeKalb police report said that Hawk was pulled over around 3 a.m. Kicking it.
It's always a great time to get pulled
3
over.
a.m. is the 6 p.m. of day drinking. No, I think that was the reverse of that. 6 p.m. is the 3 a.m. of day drinking. Mm-hmm. After an officer witnessed Hawk's white BMW swerving around slower cars. White BMW? I love that he's rocking a BMW like he's a rapper from 1991.
Get the electric Hummer, bro.
Like he's in Belle Biv DeVoe. I get the electric Hummer. That thing looks amazing, by the way.
Instead of a BMW 3 Series, why don't you update it?
Be a trailblazer, Silento. The report said that Hawk... Are we calling him Hawk now? Are we calling him Lamar? We call him Richard? We call him Ricky?
Ricky.
Argued with the officer about how fast he was going and insisted that he had done nothing wrong. I love everything that he's about to say. I love it.
That I've done nothing wrong.
Like, what's he saying? I wasn't going 143. I was going 138.
You know that was a discussion.
You know how like when people know
they're wrong on the big thing, they start arguing tiny points just to get a victory.
Right, just to get a victory and to try and throw shade on your thing. Like the president does this all the time. Try and throw shade on the overall point, which is you were going double the speed limit, you dummy. I never topped out over 140, officer. Like, that was what...
And if you got that wrong, what else did you maybe get wrong? It's like, let me sow a little bit of seeds of doubt into the tiniest detail. It's an old-fashioned lawyer arguing thing. It's O.J. Simpson with the glove on his hand.
Glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Look, we made everything about this glove now.
There's a lot of motive there.
There's your shoe print in blood on the ground. You have a lot of reason to
talked about killing him.
You drove around like you were going to kill yourself because you got caught.
But if the glove doesn't fit...
Look, now we're talking about this.
Later, Hawk told the officer he was speeding because he normally gets followed when leaving events.
So this is Princess Diana.
This is now, defense. I can't be followed because...
I get followed, so I got to really rank him.
So he's like, I wasn't going 143. He didn't even say what he was going. And then he's like, listen, I was speeding because... Oh, so you were speeding now.
So I'm in my whip. People want to see me whip.
That's right.
And then nay.
They want to see my whip.
They want to see me whip in my whip.
That's right. And that's why I have to go double the speed limit.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Southern white guy who's never heard rap before. You know what I'm talking about.
The Watch Me Whip Nene rapper said he was at a club promoting his new song and that he could go 143 miles per hour because, this is his next excuse, he's not a regular person.
Does that mean...
Listen, to have a humongous hit, to break through, that is an unbelievable accomplishment.
Yeah, you cease being a regular person in that way.
We were in my kitchen having a dance party with my kids, and my youngest daughter, who's up on all the music that's out right now, Georgia, 13 years old, put Whip Nene on because she wanted to dance to that. This is like a couple years after. You got to understand that like the new cycle of TikToks
Gives you a new song every week.
That's right. So what I'm saying is the fact that she returned back to this song and had a good time.
But what are you doing promoting your new song in a club right now?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yes.
You go perform the song? What do you do? And then whip and nay in front of people?
Bust a nut out of there, drive 143 on Highway 85. I just love that in his mind.
I'm not a regular person.
He has clearance to go 140.
I have permission. I'm not a regular person.
By the way, if you're going 90, that's one thing. If you're going 100, I've been driving and I see someone drive up. I'm going 95 and I see someone go like very fast past me. They're going at least 110.
143. Randy and I we went in NASCAR race cars and they were driving us 176.
Yeah.
That was the fastest I've ever been. That was the most insane thing ever. This is not far from that.
143 is close to 176. There is no way his car is street legal if it's going 143.
Also, like, if anyone pulls out in front of you and they're going like 60 or 70, it'll feel like they're stopped. There's no way you can stop.
It was unclear whether Hawk had an attorney who would comment on his behalf, although I would assume that Silent Toe would always plead the fifth.
Because he's Silent
Toe. Even if he really wants to testify, that's the problem of being Silent Toe. The good news for him is that this was just a one-time thing for Silent Toe.
I'm sure the rest of his record is pretty clean, right, Rand?
Or maybe not. This arrest comes a month after Hawk was charged with an assault with a deadly weapon. Hawk was accused of walking into an unlocked stranger's home in Valley Village. That's over by
my
UJ,
house.
an area of Los Angeles, swinging a hatchet at the two people inside before one of them disarmed him. Doesn't say if it was the man or the woman. He got disarmed.
That's super close to where I live.
But I'm not going to blame the victim here, but what are you doing with your door unlocked? Lock your door. I don't think I've ever not locked my door.
He grabbed a hatchet off the wall.
He had a hatchet. He came in swinging.
Jeez.
I love that someone disarmed him with their charm.
With their honesty.
Right.
They disarmed him with their honesty.
Or with a bigger hatchet. I don't know. A machete? What? What can you disarm a person with a hatchet with besides a rifle?
Baseball bat, maybe?
A paddle? A
Frying
giant
pan?
Frying pan. Cast iron frying pan?
Maybe.
The good news is that he walked into a stranger's
That's the
unlocked
only
house,
other thing on his record.
waving a hatchet. That was the only thing that he's done
That's all
before
he's ever
the
done.
driving 143. Or was it? The alleged attack occurred while he was out on bail for another arrest in Orange County. Authorities said this begs the question, does Silent Toe have a no man in his posse? This is something we've said for athletes, for rappers.
You need one person in your posse. If
It's just your no man.
You look to him and you say, should I swing a hatchet in a house that's open with two people that I don't know?
If Silent Toe says, watch me, you're like, no.
Nope.
Watch me swing this hatchet around. No.
Nope.
Watch me drive 143 on the Highway 85.
No. Ooh, watch me.
Watch me. Ooh, watch me. Watch me. Ooh,
No.
Watch me. Watch me. No. No.
No.
No. No.
No.
Watch me buy this white BMW.
No.
Prior to that arrest, he was charged with inflicting corporal punishment on a spouse or cohabitant. We don't know what it is. We don't know. At a Santa Ana home on August 20th.
Spanking?
Giving a stanky leg? Maybe.
I think it was,
Giving a stanky leg.
Yeah.
A spanky leg.
a spanky leg.
Again, for Silent Toe, he's living his life like there is no pandemic.
He's driving a car and getting into trouble like it's 1991.
Not paying heed or any warnings to any probationary periods that he may be on.
And when he says watch me, he means in person and watch me do this.
And we will. And
We'll continue to watch.
And we will continue. Just don't do anything else. You're already in enough trouble, buddy. You keep making good music that people will enjoy, but stop doing this stuff.
Dude.
And that is a show.
All right.
That is how we do. We love you guys. We're barreling towards this election. So if you have not made a plan to vote, we say go out and vote right now. Stay connected while you're out there. Stay protected. Don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we've got the jokes.
Wear a mask while you're out there. Dance while you're out there in line. And let's turn it out. We'll see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.